Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Possession, a story from the House of Cain by StoryMan-Jack. It all started with an antique shop. My parents always thought of themselves as collectors. My mother found an old statue and gave it to me for my dorm room at college. She told me it was an ancient representation of a god from Mesopotamia, known as Demizid or something like that. Do you know what the Islamic religion called demons? They call them jinn. Yeah, that's right, jinn. Not some cute chick in a bottle, but a demon. It turns out that demons are like angels, an expression of action. They have a single purpose and are spiritual entities. These spirits must have a physical representation to express their action. Therefore, they need to attach themselves to a physical entity or object. Yeah, genie or jinn. I knew nothing of this, of course, when I was 19 years old and getting ready to move off to college. Unfortunately, I've had a lot of time these last 20 years to learn everything I could about the subject. There was a reason that idolatry was frowned upon. It turns out that demons attach themselves to those idols as they are worshipped. There's always been a power in belief, in faith, and like angels, demons use that power. That's my theory anyway. You also need a hook. Anyone who's not just mentally unstable and is actually a victim of possession had to have let it in. That's the key. They need you to let them in. This is where the evil truly starts. The thing gave me dreams at first. Dreams of men, dreams of sex and orgasms. Not connections, just the feeling, the sensation, the loss of self, the pure need, the hunger, the animal banging on the bars inside myself. Civilized humans control that nature. It is a part of us, but we clamp it down and we don't dare look under the lid, ever. That's what makes us moral, our control over the animal inside of every one of us. My dreams released it. It began coming out when I was at work or out with friends. Lust. Pure, simple, and evil lust. The hunger of the body filled every waking moment. That was when everything changed. Do you not feel your need? A voice would ask me as I doze off to sleep. I do, I would say as if in a trance. Hunger, need, want, desire. It recited as if calling out virtues. Take them, relish them, feel what you will. The voice was guttural and harsh, but I was lost. How? I asked. Take me in, take me. Let me show you. Wouldn't you like that? The voice asked. How? I whispered, dozing. Ask me to show you. Invite me to understand you. Invite me in, the voice finished, in an almost inaudible tone. Who? I asked, too tired to get the full question out. Praise me and ask me in. All of your questions will be answered. All of your wants fulfilled. All of your needs provided for. And finally, you will get your answers. The voice faded, and just before dropping off, I invited it in. Yeah, okay, I said, and that was more than enough. I started awake to find I was in nothingness. I floated in pitch black. No sound, no color, no light, and it was cold. No, it wasn't cold. Now that I think back on it, I'd say it wasn't so much cold as there was a distinct absence of heat, or light, or color. They seemed to just all be stripped away. I was inside myself, locked in a cage. One I'd built, and I'd let it happen. I wasn't there to stay, though. I was compelled. Everything I did, every thought, every action were one of lust and chaos. It began with my parents. I abused them verbally at first, and then I attacked them physically. Deb, my mother, would cry. One morning, I just saw 2 men leave your room. 2. What is wrong with you? Rage took me over. I will do what I want. I'm a grown woman, bitch. And I slapped her hard. That was the first time I'd ever been violent. But a part of me really enjoyed it. The disgust at my normal disgust was gone. My love was gone. All I had was the cold, washed out life of lust. I had to lose myself in sensation to feel anything remotely real. That's when I started hurting myself. Just to feel something. Something I knew was real, that I could see. Cutting quickly becomes a habit. One that's very difficult to control. I thought I was still in control, but I wasn't. Not really. That was how they fool you. They fool you into not getting help by letting you think you're the one in control, that these are your actions. I found myself locked again in my cell in the darkness. I have you now, child. The entity spoke to me directly for the first time. What? I was myself, and I felt destroyed. Everything I'd done to my family, my friends, and just people I picked up and fucked over. Shame hit me. Something so powerful. I knew I couldn't live with it. That's when the evil truly started. It wasn't enough that the demon used my body to commit these horrid and evil acts, but it made me watch. It reminded me every time that it was me doing these things, that by my choice, I'd allowed it to enter. Enter me. Child, the voice spoke. It is time. Time for what? My voice asked, shaking. Oh, to teach you. To give you pain and torment beyond imagining. The chuckle. It is time for you to pay. To sear your soul. I felt everything then. Every little bit of pain the demon caused anyone, I felt it. That pain was what it fed upon. My pain and the pain of my family and friends. It would let me look in the mirror, and I would see myself gaunt and dying. My skin was peeling, and my lips were cracked and caked with blood. My eyes weren't my own. I couldn't even remember the last time I'd eaten. I don't know what was looking back, but it wasn't me. And my face smiled then. A strange, half-crooked smile. Helpless. The demon took me into the living room, where my father sat, watching a movie on the couch. Hurting people feels as good as sex, the voice said to me, and entered the room. We, my body and his control, stood directly in front of the television. I tried to move. I tried to stop what I knew was about to happen, but I couldn't do anything. Deb, my father asked, annoyed. Move, please. I had no idea what my face looked like, but I could see a look of horror come over my parents' faces. I went to my mother and hit her with my fist right in the face as hard as I could, and continued to do so until I felt every blow as if I were the one being beaten to death. Over and over I hit my mother. My father tried to intervene, but he couldn't even stand. It was like something was holding him in place, pressing him into the couch. My mother's face, even thinking back on it. I'll move when I'm goddamn good and ready, I heard myself say. That was when something else happened, something strange. Yeah, I know, stranger. But I turned to my father, whose eyes were filled with sadness, confusion, and rage, and I heard my voice say something. I have no idea. It was in a guttural, in strange language, something I didn't know. What? I asked inside my head. The answer I received was more pain. Pain beyond anything I'd experienced thus far. And it was like something burned me with cold ice, cold fire. But it was throughout my entire being and all at once. It wasn't long before I lost time again. I woke in bed, but my body was struggling, fighting, pulling. "Your name, demon," a voice demanded. The voice was calm, yet stern. There was no yelling. It just kept issuing deep, demanding statements. "In the name of Christ, and by his blood, I commanded thee, demon. What is thy name?" I can't call it pain because it was so much beyond that. It was like something was slowly squeezing every blood vessel in my body, trying to empty me like a tube of toothpaste. "Fuck you, cunt!" It was not my voice this time. It was the guttural voice of the demon. "By the blood of Christ, I command thee, reveal thy name," the voice said again. I felt the ropes that tied my arms and legs break. I could do nothing, but the demon had me completely. And no matter how much I desperately wanted to go to the voice, this man, and beg him to tell me how to help rid myself, how to help him rid me of this demon, I could do nothing. I felt my body rise above the bed, as if something had lifted me, my body floating. "I am going to kill you, priest," the guttural demon voice spoke through my lips. "No!" I cried inside that darkness. I needed to help. I needed help. I didn't know what was happening or what to do. The pain was everywhere then, from my toenails to the split ends in my hair. It was pain like the burning of cold fire. "No!" I cried again, racked with that pain. "We are Legion," that voice said, the true voice of the demon. "Thrice and done," the steady voice called. "In the name of Christ and by his blood, I command thee, demon. What is thy name?" "Tumazid," the guttural voice wailed, as if his name was taken by voice. And then the man said gently, almost softly, "Deborah, can you hear me, child?" I wanted to scream, "Oh God, yes, I can hear you," but I could do nothing. "Get me an animal," the calm man said. He was rushed, as if exciting. And then I heard my father's voice. "Will a piglet do?" he asked. "The neighbors had a pot-bellied pig that gave birth about 6 weeks ago." "Perfect," I heard the man say. And it was as if a smile was in his voice. "No!" the demon screamed, and I vomited. Like everything else, it hurt. It stung, and it was like the burn of ice. What happened next? I could not exactly say. I can only describe it as sprinkles. Like the mist, just as a summer shower is starting. The difference was that this time, every time a drop hit my body, it would return heat. Like it was going to wash away everything that was happening. Every time I felt it, desperately wanted and needed that warmth, the demon would scream as if in the same pain I had been going through. "I will kill you, priest." But it was my voice. It wasn't the demon's this time. I hope this meant that the creature was losing control over my body. The man in the room laughed. He actually laughed. "Well, lust demon, you have it all wrong, see? I'm not a priest. I'm not even really any clergy." "Then I will rip your heart out and taste what you are myself." Again, the young man laughed. "Try," he said, and crossed his arms. I fought for control. for a brief second, trying to put myself forward. Having been unsure of what to do, I decided that I was about to commit suicide. My mother was likely dead. My father was trying to capture me so I could be dealt with. I just wanted it all to end. And then I felt a blade at my throat and my body fall to the bed. I looked up and I stopped. I had control again, but only because the demon retreated. Run, run, I begged. When it comes back, it will destroy us all. The man smiled. Oh. And he began. I see that you really are just a normal, sweet girl. The man couldn't have been more than just 5'2", but he seemed so large and confident. He winked at me. Just winked. He reached out with his hand, with the hand holding the strange knife, and touched it to the tip of the opposite palm. He grimaced and cut into it. My name is Jackson Kane. The man spoke. I felt the demon inside me go. It went insane. It was trying to leave, to flee, to get out, to go somewhere or something. It was afraid. I don't know exactly what I did, but I managed to ask. It's still in me. What do I do? As I looked up directly into the man's piercing green eyes, he touched his bloody finger to my forehead and slowly began to chant something. But I could tell it was in a language I recognized but didn't understand. Maybe Jewish. After only a few moments, I felt heat. Warm, natural heat. The light reach into my soul. It was the light. It was warmth. It was God. I uncovered my face and I looked into that kind face. In the name of Jesus Christ, by the blood of the Savior who died for sins, I say in his name, be gone, demon Dumazid. And the demon raged. You child will help me. You must fight the king. The demon told me in my mind. Be gone, demon, I heard the man called Cain say again, and this time I heard the squeals of a pig. You are one of us, Cain. You are cursed and fallen, and you cannot use its name to cast us out, the demon argued. I tried to shout, but it came out as a whisper, though I could feel myself gaining more and more control and felt it and heard my voice grow louder as I went. Be gone, demon. Be gone, liar, false promiser. In the name of Christ, I say be gone. And that was the last I knew. The man called Jackson Kane was gone when I woke. My father was sitting on the corner of my bed, and he didn't look right. The pig was gone too, thankfully. I looked over at my nightstand, and the idol was broken in half, smoke coming off of it. Daddy? I asked. The relief that came over his face was like the sun rising after months of darkness. He came to me, and he put his arms around me and squeezed me for everything I was worth. And it felt right and good. Mom? I asked. In the hospital, he said into my hair, and she will be okay, but she has some healing to do. Oh my God, what have I done? I was arrested 2 days later, and it seemed the demon took me over and blacked me out, and it went out and it fucked everyone it could, and then it killed some of them, and I had no idea. The Catholic Church spoke on my behalf, strangely, in the judge's chambers. I don't know why or who requested it. I certainly didn't, and neither did my counselor or my father. I pleaded guilty to everything, because it was my fault in a way. I was sent to an asylum where I've been kept for almost 20 years. and I deserve every single moment. I let the bastard in. It was my fault. My choice. And 32 men died for it. Now, I look in the mirror, and I can hardly remember that child that was taken, that let evil in. My eyes are plain. My face is plain. But I know I'm loved. And I know that there is a man out there who saved my soul. This is Jack. I just want to say thank you for listening to this story. I hope you enjoyed it. And please, your comments help me a tremendous amount. I'd like to thank everybody that was in my chat for the editing of this story. It was very, very helpful. I love you all, and I hope you enjoy the story. Thank you. Once again, thank you for watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. It either entertained or gave you some knowledge to help you. Please leave a comment and let me know how I'm doing, how I can do better. And remember, always like, share, and subscribe. Have a great day.